Welcome back to BetterAvec Bourbon. Today we'll be making a BetterAvec original of what I see as the perfect Christmas tiki-inspired cocktail, the Allspice Punch Cocktail. It's a flavor bomb of rich Caribbean spices and ingredients balanced by American rye for this grapefruit orange-colored drink. As part of this, I'll be comparing homemade Allspice Dram with store-bought Hamilton Pimento Dram. Pimento and allspice can be used interchangeably. Allspice Dram is a powerful ingredient that combines flavors of clove, cinnamon, and nutmeg from the allspice berry with fruity flavors of rum and rich molasses flavors from the brown sugar present. You'll need lots of crushed ice, a rocks glass or two, and dried orange slices for garnish. For ingredients, we have Hamilton's Pimento Dram, made using blended Jamaican rum, my homemade Allspice Dram. The recipe can be found down below and takes about 2 weeks total to create. A smooth rye to balance out the richness of this recipe, orgeat or almond syrup. Homemade is likely best, but since I don't have it, I'll be bolstering the nuttiness by using toasted almond bitters, Angostura to round off the allspice with even more spices, focusing on nuttiness and molasses, and some lemon juice to keep things fresh. There's going to be a lot of flavor in this cocktail, and using crushed ice is going to make sure it's refreshing and not too bold on the palate. Gather all of your ingredients and let's get to it. Starting off, grab your Lewis bag if you're not blessed with the Pebble ice machine, and a few scoops of ice. Roll it all tight, and crush the ever-living cube out of it with your mallet, and then set this to the side. If your ice is soft, feel free to do this right before shaking and pouring. Grab your bar mat, shake your tins, and start by grabbing your bitters. 4 dashes of Angostura to each tin, and 4 dashes of toasted almond bitters. Grab your jigger and measure out 1 to 1.5 ounces of rye, depending on proof. This one's 90, so I stuck with an ounce. Add it to your tin, and then repeat this process for the second one. Next, measure out 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice and add it to your first, then second tin. Fresh is best, but it'll still be good in the fridge for a few days and drinkable up to a week, but will start to get pale and weak tasting. Next, measure out 1 ounce of orgeat and add it to your tins. For this recipe, it's more about adding the sweetness of orgeat, since there's already some pretty intense flavors. Lastly, the drams. I'll start by measuring 1 ounce of the store-bought Pimento Dram and adding it to the left tin. And then measuring 1 ounce of my homemade Allspice Dram and adding it to the right tin. Next, add a few scoops of ice to each and shake for about 5 seconds. The crushed ice will dilute a lot faster than cubes. Grab your first rocks glass and open pour the punch with the store-bought Dram. Then grab your second rocks glass and open pour the punch with your homemade Dram. And then fill the remaining space with crushed ice. Give both a gentle stir to level out the top, and garnish with your dried orange slices. They look and smell remarkably similar, but let's give them a taste. The Hamilton variation has good, strong flavor, lots of baking spices like cloves, nutmeg, ginger with subtle cinnamon and pepper. The Angostura elevates the baking spices, but also brings in a stone fruit quality that adds further depth of flavor. The orgeat and almond bitters elevate the nuttiness further, that increase the savory element, with this all balanced out by the extra proof from the rye. Could be worth subbing in Rittenhouse or Old Overholt for something more yeasty and bread-like, Lastly, to cap it all off, the citrus to ensure this is also refreshing and fruity. They're homemade, we get all the above, but the cinnamon is more pronounced, and the extra viscosity from the demerara syrup further balances the spices and gives you something pretty special. Overall, these are pretty involved cocktails, but I think it's worth it for something that seems to be both a Christmas cocktail and belonging to the tiki world. If I had to pick between these two, I'd pick the one with the homemade Allspice Dram. It just overall seems to be a lot more balanced of a cocktail, and the richness of the dram does not overpower the other ingredients. The Hamilton one can be a bit over the top with the baking spice. Thanks everyone for watching. Try this recipe and let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit that like button, press subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.